What's up, Titan Nation? How's everyone doing? Woo! Let me tell you, Tennessee Titans, man, with these breaking news. Like I said, first it was A.J. Brown. Now, the general manager of the Tennessee Titans, John Robinson, J-Rob, is fired. And, I mean, it got everyone in an uproar. Let me tell you all, it's been crazy today. Trying to dissect everything and trying not to let my emotions get to me, trying to, let things settle in and then take it from there. Just want to say, I was in shock, to be honest with you. A lot of people say, yeah, I saw that coming, this and that. You're a liar. Liar. It was wild. It was wild. Today was one of those things that kind of was a gut punch. I was a big fan of J-Rob. Still am a big fan of J-Rob. And a lot of people that's one thing I don't like, is that everyone now is not a fan of J-Rob, said, oh yeah, he's this, he's that. Let's pump the brakes. Again, I still think J-Rob was probably the best, as of right now, one of the best, or the best general managers that the Tennessee Titans ever had, okay? Everyone remember Webster, right? Everyone remember there was a couple of bad GMs, okay? And he changed a lot in this culture. He changed a lot in this locker room and the way the Tennessee Titans are right now. So you got to give him props to him. I will talk about the pros. I will talk about the cons about this situation. I will give you my honest opinion on J-Rob and, was it the right move? Was it, a wrong move? Was it, in the middle of the season? Was it, should he waited till the end of the season? What I think Amy Adams Strunk thinks about the situation, in my own opinion, because everyone has their own opinion, right? Everyone has, they think this, they think that. But I'm just going to give you a little dose of what I think. But I want to talk about it, basically the ownership did not like where the direction, John Robinson was leading this team. Even though we're 7-5 on top of the AFC South, woo, whippity-doo, it's the weakest division in probably the NFL, so that's nothing to cheer about. It's nothing to be happy about. I mean, the fact that this division's so bad with the Jags and Texans and stuff just shows you where we're at in the situation. They didn't like obviously the direction of the roster. Duh. I mean, the roster is terrible. I mean, our offense there's no rhythm to the offense. Offensive line is bad. Talent and wide receiver, depth. And there's a lot of things that's going wrong with the Tennessee Titans as of right now. And obviously, we can't beat the good teams that we're going to eventually play in the playoffs if we get there. Obviously, we're going to get to the playoffs, but we don't want a one and done. And I think maybe J-Rob was okay for this year to be like, hey, let's make it to the playoffs again, which we're heading towards, and we'll see what happens. Amy Adams Strunk basically had a statement, and pretty much her statement seemed like she was not, there was a higher ceiling for the Tennessee Titans, and he wasn't matching what, she wanted. She understands there's talent. We have a Derrick Henry, which we are wasting potential right now. A Derrick Henry. We had an A.J. Brown. I know he's in the past, but, you got to talk about that. For the most part, I believe that this had to do with basically offense. Not really too much of the defense. Obviously, the defense has worked itself out. And, yeah, we have a couple of holes, but every team has its spots that we need fixing. But for the fact of the offensive line, you had lack of depth, talent in offensive players. The cap situation, I think, was another thing that was a problem for J-Rob and probably for, Amy Adams Strunk. Jeffrey's contract, Big Jeff's contract is another one. I think a lot of people kind of don't really put too much, I know everyone's talking about obviously the A.J. Brown situation because of what happened. We lost to the Eagles. But the Big Jeff contract, the fact that he hasn't have a contract and we're just letting this, I think maybe, maybe Amy Adams Strunk was like, hey, we're letting big man, we can't let another talented player just walk out of the Tennessee Titans, especially with the squad we have. We're wasting talent. Jeffrey Simmons is a monster. We need him on this team. Maybe J-Rob didn't want to pay him that money or something. Who knows? Again, behind closed doors, you never know what happens. And then obviously, the last but not least, the A.J. Brown trade, whether if it was A.J. Brown that didn't want to be with the Tennessee Titans anymore and was looking elsewhere, which I think that's what happened. But also, trading your top wide receiver and then having a game against him where he just went off playing good, playing healthy, hasn't gotten hurt, and here we are, twiddling our fingers saying, man, we had AJ and now he's gone. So I think that just puts more salt to the wound for John Robinson. I think that was the chance where they're like, yeah, we want to win now. We want to try to win now. Our playoff spot, we're in a good position. Last year was our best position we're number 1 seed in the AFC, and you get bounced out in the first round is unacceptable. And I like I said, I applaud Amy Adams Strunk for taking, give her props. She was like, I'm not settling down for this. I want to go and get a chip. I want, with the team that we got, we need to put more. We need to change up this roster. Something needs to happen. This roster needs to change because what it looks like, we're going to end up getting in the playoffs even with a really, really bad record because we're going to win the AFC South and end up getting bounced out the first round. And she's not happy with that. And that's awesome. And that's good. That shows you that she wants determination. She wants to bring some excitement, some Lombardi's trophy to Nashville. And I'm all about that. And like I said, give her props for buckling down and saying, this is not going to happen, and making that move. That was a very big, bold statement right there. But let's look at, like I said, let's look at the pros and look at the cons. A lot of people are just looking at the cons, the A.J. Brown trade, all that. But J-Rob, like I said, I'm still a big fan, and I appreciate what he's done with this organization when he came in. Let's look at the pros for the drafts. I know he hasn't done great in the drafts lately, but you know what? Let's not forget who he picked up in the draft. He picked up a Derrick Henry, okay, guys? Jeffrey Simmons is another player. We had Harold Landry. Kevin Byard was another person. Free agent signings, we had Danico Autry, which was a really, really good pick. He's hurt right now, but it was still a solid pickup. A.J. Brown, I know he traded him off, but it was a good pick, right? I feel like he turned this franchise around. He's almost like, I think someone told me an example, which is perfect. I'm gonna steal it. I'm sorry. I give credit to whoever said this is perfect. He's like the Marcus Mariota, like he's a super nice guy, changed the culture around the Tennessee Titans. But at the end of the day, just couldn't do what he needed to do to continue moving forward for this team. And that's what J-Rob was. Like I said, changed his culture around. But at what cost? As you can tell, let's talk about the cons. Draft picks from 2020, 2021 class, horrendous. 2021 was a little bit better, but 2020 was, starting with Darrington Evans, the list goes on. Isaiah Wilson, Caleb Farley. Right now, I don't like to say he's a bust, but as of right now, he's going down the slope. He's injured all the time. He hasn't really been out there. So, free agent signings, Clowney and Beasley was another one that was kind of like a head scratcher, but at the same time, a lot of people are like, this is what I don't like. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, he picked up, Julio Jones was a really bad free agent signing, and Clowney was a bad free agent signing. But you know what? To be honest with you, and I'm going to be honest with you guys too, I was happy. Everyone wanted Julio Jones. Everybody wanted Clowney, right? Who would ever thought that Clowney would end up playing like he played? And same thing with Julio Jones, barely any games. But, I mean, it was excitement. You were excited about Julio Jones, and you were excited, and you were thanking. Everyone was thanking J-Rob. Oh, yeah, we got Julio Jones. Let's go. Until he started performing, and you're like, oh. So you can't say that's on J-Rob. I mean, you can say it's on J-Rob, but you can't say that you didn't like the move. So I would cross out Clowney. I would cross out Julio Jones as well. Because, again, those are hits. I mean, those are taking chances he missed, but, I mean, I would have done the same thing. So you can't, from my opinion, I mean, some people might be like, yeah, I wasn't going to go with Clowney anyway. Yeah, I bet you were excited to see him out there. Cutting Staffel without replacement, letting Dennis Kelly go. Again, that offensive line is atrocious. I mean, look, Roger Staffel hasn't gotten hurt, and he's with the Bills, and he's playing really good. Even Quisenberry's been playing with the Bills, hasn't gotten hurt, been playing solid. I mean, any of these guys, if you would have gotten them, I mean, would help this defensive line, help Derrick Henry right now, which is struggling big time. Another one, Deontay Foreman, letting him walk away to the Panthers for, I forgot what the price was, but it was chunk change. Why not keep Deontay Foreman when he had a really good chemistry, a 1-2 punch with Derrick Henry? Who knows? So those are the cons, with J-Rob. Like I said, I appreciate everything that he's done. Probably, for me, one of the best general managers as of right now we ever had. But I understand the decision. I like the decision as well. You want to move on. You want to try to win now. And you got to, hopefully Titans management will understand the process. And hopefully there's some change. Maybe it lights some fire under some Titan players. Maybe we'll see a different team this Sunday when they play Jacksonville. I don't know. Hopefully. So we'll see. Like I said, I think his name, the one who's taking the interim general manager spot, his name's like Ryan Coward again. I think he's like VP of player relationships. I don't know. Never heard of him. But, we'll see. Mike Rabel will have a little bit more chances to mess around with the roster, and maybe there was a problem between him and John Robinson, or who knows? Again, behind closed doors, you never know. But I know they let go of a lot of people on the roster. I know Ryan Carter, or the fullback, he was the first one gone. So there's a couple of them. So you never know. Maybe those were J-Rob's guys. He wanted them there, and Mike Rabel was like, no, I'm not cutting it with this. I mean, they're gone. So we'll see what happens. Again, it was a little bit longer of the video, but I wanted to explain myself. I wanted to give some more pros and cons, because I feel like a lot of people are negative. A lot of people are going towards their cons, because that's weird. It's like that's what people see. The minute the person leaves, that's all they talk about is the negative on that person and what they did, but they don't talk about the pros and what this player or what this person did before the Titans. Because I don't want to go back to 2-14 seasons. I mean, we've had back-to-back since J-Rod's been Tennessee Titans general manager. We haven't had a losing season. So I think a lot of people don't, or are easy to forget about that. You gotta appreciate the work that's been done, especially coming from a fan. That's trust me, guys, it's been rough. It's been rough being a Titans fan, but it's nice to see, and we get kind of used to like winning, or the expectation gets higher and stuff like that. So just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. The channel is all about Titans stuff. Look at this shirt, by the way. I like this shirt a lot. Check it out, NFL.com. Shout out to the person who bought the shirt. You know who you are. Thanks. And let's go. We'll see what happens. Breakdown on Jaguars versus Titans coming soon. Tighten up. See you later.